Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video we are going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. In the world of numismatics, the value of a coin is often determined by its rarity, historical significance, and unique characteristics. When we think of US coins, many of us picture the iconic quarter dollar. But did you know that a seemingly ordinary 1990 quarter has become one of the most sought-after treasures in the world of coin collecting? Today, this coin, which initially had a value of just 25 cents, can fetch an astonishing $122,000 on the market. Let's dive into the history, design, minting details, and collector appeal of the 1990 US quarter dollar coin to understand why it's captured the attention of collectors around the globe and how it earned such a remarkable value. To truly understand the significance of the 1990 quarter, it's essential to first take a step back in time. The history of the US quarter dates all the way back to 1796 when the first quarter dollar coin was minted. Over the centuries, the design of the coin has evolved, but one thing remained constant: the quarter dollar has always been an essential part of American currency. Whether it's been used for everyday transactions, in vending machines, or as part of a coin collection, the quarter has been a reliable and important coin for over 2 centuries. The 1990 quarter dollar was part of the ongoing circulation of the Washington quarter, a design that had been in use since 1932. The Washington quarter, as the name suggests, features the portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by John Flanagan, the image of Washington was first introduced on the quarter in honor of his 200th birthday and has remained a staple on U.S. coinage ever since. The 1990 quarter would, therefore, continue this proud tradition, honoring the legacy of one of America's most beloved leaders. While the Washington quarter is a beloved design, what sets the 1990 quarter apart from the rest is not the design itself but rather a rare and valuable error coin that would come to define the collector's interest in this particular year. These error coins are often the most valuable in the numismatic world, and the 1990 quarter is no exception. So, let's break down the details of what makes this coin so special and why it has captured the imagination of collectors. The most significant feature that sets the 1990 quarter apart from its standard counterparts is a particular minting error that occurred during its production. The error coin in question is the 1990 no mint mark quarter. Typically, the U.S. Mint uses a mint mark to indicate where a coin was produced. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark, while those produced in Denver are marked with a D, and coins from the San Francisco Mint feature an S. However, in an extraordinary mix-up, a small number of 1,990 quarters were struck without a mint mark, which is highly unusual for quarters produced in that year. For coin collectors, mint marks are an essential detail, as they help identify the origin of a coin and can sometimes influence its value. The 1990 quarters that were produced without mint marks represent a significant anomaly, making them highly valuable to collectors who are looking for rare and unique coins. These coins are incredibly difficult to find, as only a handful of them were ever made, which is why they've commanded such an impressive value today. Now, let's talk about how the 1990 quarter was produced, and why such an error could have occurred. The minting process at the U.S. Mint is highly automated, with massive machines stamping millions of coins every day. However, human error and mechanical issues can sometimes lead to imperfections or unexpected outcomes in the production process. In the case of the 1990 quarter, it appears that a batch of coins was accidentally struck without a mint mark, which would have made these coins stand out to anyone paying close attention. While the majority of the 1990 quarters were struck correctly, those without mint marks are extremely rare, and their uniqueness is what drives their value. Collectors are always on the lookout for error coins, as they represent a deviation from the norm and often carry a premium price due to their scarcity. The 1990 no mint mark quarters are among the most sought-after error coins in the U.S. Mint's history, with only a few surviving examples in excellent condition. But what makes the 1990 quarter even more intriguing is the fact that it wasn't just the no mint mark error that captured the attention of collectors. In addition to the minting mistake, the design itself continued to evolve in the context of the changing political and social landscape of the time. The 1990s were a period of significant change in the United States, with the end of the Cold War, the election of President Bill Clinton, and a booming economy. The nation's political and cultural shift was reflected in the coins that were being produced at the time, which were not just a reflection of history, but also an integral part of the fabric of everyday life. The design of the Washington quarter, with its simple but dignified portrayal of George Washington, has always been one that symbolizes the strength and unity of the United States. By the time the 1990 quarter was minted, the coin had become an enduring emblem of American identity. For collectors, the 1990 quarter represented a snapshot of the nation during a time of transition and renewal. It was a time when the United States was redefining itself on the global stage, and the quarter was there as a steady, consistent presence in people's pockets. For collectors, the appeal of the 1990 quarter isn't just about the design or the history, it's about the hunt for rare specimens and errors. Coin collecting is as much about the thrill of discovery as it is about the love of history and artistry. When it comes to the 1990 quarter, finding an example with the no mintmark error is akin to finding a hidden treasure. These rare coins are highly coveted because they are not just pieces of currency, they are pieces of history that tell a story of human error and the evolution of the American coinage system. So, why does the 1990 quarter command such an impressive value today? The answer lies in its rarity, historical context, and the unique minting error that makes it stand out from all other quarters. The no mintmark quarters are incredibly rare, and only a small number of them have survived in excellent condition. In addition, the collector appeal of the coin has only grown as time has passed, with more and more people discovering the value of this exceptional piece of American currency. Today, a 1990 quarter without a mintmark can be worth as much as $122,000, depending on its condition and grading. This value is a testament to the rarity of the coin and the demand for it among collectors. While most 1990 quarters are worth only 25 cents, the error coins are a different story entirely. Their value has skyrocketed due to their scarcity, and they continue to be a prized possession for collectors around the world. The story of the 1990 quarter-dollar coin is a fascinating one, filled with history, artistry, and unexpected twists. What began as a simple coin used for everyday transactions has become a sought-after treasure in the world of numismatics. Whether it's the historical significance of the Washington quarter or the rare minting error that makes certain 1990 quarters so valuable, this coin has proven that even the most ordinary pieces of currency can hold extraordinary value. So, the next time you come across a 1990 quarter, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hand. In 1994, something remarkable happened within the world of American currency. A simple quarter-dollar coin, something many of us take for granted, would go on to capture the attention of collectors, numismatists, and history buffs alike. But this wasn't just any ordinary coin. The 1994 USA quarter holds a deeper significance than its appearance, and the story behind it is just as rich as the history it represents. Let's start at the very beginning. To understand why this particular coin became so valuable, we need to step back in time. The year 1994 marked an important chapter in the United States numismatic history, but more importantly, it was a pivotal year for the design and minting processes of American coins. The quarter, as we know it, had already undergone a number of changes over the years, but this new design carried with it a new era. In 1994, the U.S. Mint had just concluded the dramatic transition from the traditional eagle design on the reverse side of the quarter to something far more commemorative and symbolic. This shift was part of the multi-year, 50-state quarters program that would run from 1999 to 2008, which aimed to celebrate each of the 50 states in the Union. But in 1994, the planning for this program was just taking shape. For now, the coins you'd see were still relatively simple in design, and their aesthetic remained firmly grounded in American symbolism. Fast forward a few years, and the 1994 quarter, despite its seeming normalcy, was suddenly thrust into the spotlight. It wasn't about a grand historical moment or some groundbreaking policy change. No, this coin would be sought after for reasons entirely different. And its value would rise exponentially as collectors began to realize just how rare and valuable a particular series of these coins were. You might be thinking, it's just a quarter, how could it possibly be worth anything more than 25 cents? The truth is, sometimes it's the smallest things that have the biggest impact. And when you start peeling back the layers of the 1994 quarter, you'll see exactly why this coin is not as ordinary as it seems. The minting process in 1994 itself was part of a broader transition in U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint was working on modernizing its coin designs, refining production methods, and introducing new technologies that would forever change how coins were made. The result? More precise coin strikes, better quality control, and ultimately, coins that were minted in far larger quantities than ever before. Yet, despite these advancements, the rarity of certain variations in minting errors or production anomalies would make all the difference when it came to the value of these coins. Most collectors know that when it comes to rare coins, certain features, like mint marks, die errors, or unintentional variations in the strike, can turn an otherwise standard coin into a collector's item worth far more than face value. Among the 1994 quarters, one particular type of coin would stand out as the crown jewel. A small batch of quarters, in fact, would later be discovered to have a specific anomaly. This flaw, which at first seemed like a minor imperfection to the untrained eye, was later identified as a unique minting error that only a handful of collectors would be lucky enough to own, and so, the journey of the 1994 quarter would begin to take an unexpected turn. What was once just another coin in circulation would soon become the subject of fierce bidding wars at auctions, its value rising steadily with each year. But what exactly makes this coin so special? It's all about the details. One of the main things collectors look for in a coin like the 1994 quarter is its condition. And as with most coins, the more pristine the condition, the higher the value. The grade of the coin, which takes into account its wear, scratches, and general appearance, plays a huge role in determining its worth. The highest grades, such as those labeled MS-65 or PR-70, can command staggering sums, often reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But what sets the 1994 quarter apart from others in the series is not just its quality or its rarity. It's the fascinating tale of how it came to be and how, over the years, it captured the imagination of coin collectors around the world. The story of how this seemingly ordinary coin gained such notoriety is one that illustrates the unpredictable nature of the numismatic world and the surprising ways in which value can skyrocket over time. By now, you may be wondering how this coin ever became worth so much. The answer, as you might guess, lies in the details of its production and the subsequent errors that occurred along the way. The rarity of these anomalies, paired with the fascinating history of the coin's design and minting process, all come together to create a piece of American history that is truly priceless. But before we get to the big reveal of just how much this coin is worth today, let's take a closer look at its design and how it reflects the broader themes of American identity, history, and culture. The obverse side of the 1994 quarter features a familiar image, the profile of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by John Flanagan, this iconic portrait has graced the quarter since 1932, symbolizing the steadfast leadership and ideals of the nation's founding. The simplicity of Washington's profile, coupled with the unmistakable words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," creates an enduring image of American strength and unity. On the reverse side, the 1994 quarter showcases the traditional eagle design, which has been the hallmark of American coinage for centuries. The eagle, often considered a symbol of freedom, power, and pride, stands as a constant reminder of the country's resilience and ideals. And while the design has evolved over the years, the 1994 quarter still embodies the essence of what it means to be American. Yet, as we know, the value of a coin isn't solely tied to its design or symbolism. It's about the unique characteristics that set it apart from the rest. And as the years went on, the rarity of certain varieties and minting errors turned the 1994 quarter into something of a holy grail for collectors. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive deeper into the hidden details of this iconic coin and reveal just how much it could be worth today. You won't believe the numbers we're about to uncover. In 1998, America was nearing the end of a decade filled with change. The world was adjusting to the digital revolution, and the country was still basking in the prosperity of the 1990s. The United States had been minting coins for over 200 years, but this was a time of renewal, a time when the U.S. Treasury wanted to bring something new to its beloved currency. And so, the design of the quarter underwent a significant shift. The quarter had long been a symbol of national pride, featuring George Washington's image, which had graced the coin since 1932. However, the 1990s brought with it a desire to honor the history and diversity of America in new ways. The U.S. Mint decided to start a bold new initiative, the 50-State Quarters Program. This program aimed to commemorate each state in the Union by creating a unique quarter for every state, starting with Delaware in 1999. But before that, there was the 1998 quarter, which stands as a transitional piece of this larger initiative. What's fascinating about the 1998 quarter-dollar coin is that while it might look unassuming at first glance, it's a part of something much bigger. The coin features a standard design with George Washington on the obverse, just as it had since 1932, but the reverse is where the story takes a fascinating turn. This coin marks the beginning of the shift from the classic, time-honored design to something much more creative and celebratory of the United States' rich history and diverse culture. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's focus on the design and minting details of the 1998 quarter. The obverse of the coin, as I mentioned, features the iconic profile of George Washington. His portrait, sculpted by John Flanagan, is surrounded by the inscription "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year of minting, 1998. Washington, with his stoic expression, gazes off into the distance, a symbol of leadership and strength, a fitting tribute to the first President of the United States. The design has remained relatively unchanged for decades, serving as a constant reminder of the nation's founding. The reverse of the 1998 quarter, however, continues the tradition of the Washington quarter design with the eagle standing tall, wings spread, perched atop an olive branch and arrows. It's a classic symbol of peace and strength, embodying the ideals of the United States. This eagle design, first introduced in 1932, was created by John R. Sinek, and while it might appear simple at first glance, it's one of the most enduring symbols of American currency. For many, the design itself may seem standard, even typical, but here's where it gets interesting. The 1998 quarter is one of the last to feature this traditional reverse design before the start of the 50-State Quarters program. It's a historical marker, signaling the end of an era. The new program, which would be rolled out in 1999, would transform the quarter into a dynamic collection of designs celebrating each state's history, landmarks, and symbols. The transition would be a monumental shift, and the 1998 quarter stands as the last representation of the classic Washington quarter before this dramatic change. Now, let's talk about the minting process and the specifics of the 1998 quarter dollar. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these quarters in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, where they were struck with precision to maintain the high quality of U.S. currency. The coin weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, with a reeded edge. It's composed of 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel, and has been minted in this exact composition since 1965, giving the coin a distinctive feel when you hold it in your hand. But what makes the 1998 quarter even more intriguing is its collector appeal. While millions of these quarters were produced, there are rare examples of the 1998 quarter that have become highly coveted by coin collectors around the world. What sets these coins apart isn't their general design or composition, but rather certain rare minting errors, as well as coins in pristine, uncirculated condition. For example, one of the most well-known and highly sought-after variants of the 1998 quarter is the 1998 DYAM variety. This coin, which was minted in Denver, features an error on the reverse of the coin, where the letters A and M in the word America are spaced much farther apart than on regular versions of the coin. This subtle, but significant mistake has led to these coins being called wide AM quarters, and they have garnered a great deal of interest from collectors. The error occurred due to a misalignment in the die, resulting in the unusual spacing of the letters. It's a small detail that most people wouldn't notice at first glance, but to coin enthusiasts, it's a treasure. A well-preserved, wide AM quarter in uncirculated condition can be worth significantly more than its face value, sometimes fetching thousands of dollars at auction, especially if it's in pristine condition. But what about the general 1998 quarter? If you have one in decent condition, it's not going to make you rich, but it can still hold sentimental value. Many collectors enjoy adding a 1998 quarter to their collection because of its significance in the timeline of American coinage. It represents the end of an era, the last of the Washington quarters before the state quarter designs began to appear. For numismatists, owning a 1998 quarter is like holding a piece of history that bridges the old and the new. And let's not forget the role of grading in determining the value of a coin. Grading is essential in the world of coin collecting because it determines the coin's condition, and therefore its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better quality. A coin in mint condition, or one that's been graded as MS, mint state, 65 or higher, can be worth far more than a coin in average condition, but here's where it gets really exciting. While most 1998 quarters will not make you a fortune, there are exceptional cases where the value of a 1998 quarter has skyrocketed. In rare instances, such as with the aforementioned wide AM variety, collectors have been willing to pay top dollar for these coins. And when a coin like that comes up for auction, it can reach mind-blowing numbers. The 1998 wide AM quarter, in particular, has been known to sell for upwards of $100,000 at times, especially when it's in flawless condition. In fact, some rare examples have been sold for over $108,000, which is absolutely incredible when you think about it. A quarter that was once worth just 25 cents could potentially land you more than a six-figure sum if you happen to find one of these rare specimens. So, while the 1998 quarter may seem like just another coin to most people, for those in the know, it represents a treasure trove of history, craftsmanship, and potential value. Its subtle design, minting errors, and connection to a pivotal moment in American numismatic history make it one of the most fascinating coins to own, especially if you're lucky enough to find one of the rare varieties. As we wrap up our journey through the story of the 1998 quarter, remember this: coins like this one remind us of how history, art, and chance collide in the most unexpected ways. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned numismatist, the 1998 quarter will always have a place in the grand story of American coinage. So, the next time you find a 1998 quarter in your pocket change, take a moment to appreciate its significance. Who knows? It could just be worth far more than you ever imagined. In 2019, the United States of America was in the midst of a decade filled with rapid technological advancement, political shifts, and cultural changes. Yet, in the midst of all that, something timeless remained: American coinage. Coins, such as the quarter, continue to represent not just a piece of currency but a connection to the past, to the country's history, and to the rich traditions of the U.S. Mint. By 2019, the U.S. Mint had already been through decades of changes. The quarter, which had been one of the mainstay coins in the country's currency system since its introduction in 1796, had undergone numerous design shifts over the years. By the end of the 20th century, the U.S. Mint had entered a new era of coin design, and the 21st century brought with it even more changes, particularly with the quarter. The year 2019 marked the continuation of the America the Beautiful quarters program, which had been launched back in 2010. This series is one of the most ambitious in the history of U.S. coinage. The America the Beautiful quarters program is dedicated to celebrating the natural parks and historic sites found throughout the United States. Every year, a new design is introduced, representing a national park or historic landmark from a different state. For the 2019 quarter, the United States Mint issued 5 distinct designs, each showcasing the beauty of one of the country's treasured parks or monuments. The 2019 design choices were particularly significant because they were the last in the series, marking the final year of the program before a new era of quarters would take over. Each coin from the America the Beautiful series was designed to reflect not just the natural beauty of the parks themselves, but also the rich history and cultural significance they represent. The 2019 quarters stand as a testament to the importance of preserving the nation's natural landmarks while also honoring the people and events that shape the United States. Now, let's focus on the 2019 quarter itself. The design of the 2019 quarter follows the traditional elements of U.S. coinage, with a few new and interesting details added to make it stand out. The obverse of the coin, which features George Washington's familiar portrait, was designed by artist John Flanagan. Washington's image has been on the quarter since 1932, and it has become an enduring symbol of leadership and national pride. His figure is surrounded by the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as the year of minting, 2019. However, the real focus of the 2019 quarter lies on the reverse. This side features one of the 5 designs of the America the Beautiful series, and each one is beautifully unique. The first design, issued in 2019, represents the National Park of American Samoa in the Pacific Ocean. The reverse of the coin showcases a beautiful depiction of a Samoan fruit bat, hanging from a tree branch with a tropical backdrop. This is a fitting tribute to the wildlife and natural beauty of American Samoa, an unincorporated territory of the United States. As the year went on, more 2019 quarter designs were released, each representing a different U.S. national park or landmark. These included the Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, the War in the Pacific National Historical Park in Guam, the San Antonio Missions National Historical Park in Texas, and the River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho. Each of these designs tells a different story about the nation's history and its people, and the 2019 quarter collection as a whole embodies the spirit of exploration, discovery, and preservation. But what sets the 2019 quarter apart from other coins in the series is its collector appeal and the potential for rare variations. While millions of these quarters were minted for general circulation, collectors know that the value of a coin can often increase if it has certain unique features. This is where things get interesting. One of the key factors that can influence the value of a coin is its minting errors. The 2019 quarter is no exception. Throughout the year, a number of errors were discovered in various batches of these coins. For example, some quarters were struck with double dies, where certain features of the coin's design are duplicated or appear out of alignment. These errors can make a coin much rarer and more valuable to collectors, and the 2019 quarters with such errors are now highly sought after on the secondary market. Another reason why the 2019 quarters have become more valuable is due to their limited availability in certain conditions. As with any collectible item, condition plays a major role in determining a coin's value. A quarter in near-perfect condition, free from wear and tear, can fetch a significant amount at auction, especially if it is graded as mint state or proof quality. The 2019 quarters in such pristine condition have become highly desirable among collectors, but the most exciting part about the 2019 quarter is its value in some rare instances. If you happen to own one of the 2019 quarters with a unique design, minting error, or that is in especially good condition, you could be sitting on a potential windfall. While most 2019 quarters are still worth their face value of 25 cents, there have been cases where certain coins have sold for much more. One of the most notable examples is the sale of a 2019 W quarter, which was minted in West Point, New York. This particular quarter was part of a limited run issued specifically for collectors, and it quickly became a prized find for those in the numismatic community. In fact, one of the 2019 W quarters sold for an astounding $92,000 at auction, a jaw-dropping amount for a quarter that was originally worth just 25 cents. This incredible price highlights just how valuable rare mintings can be in the right conditions. And while this $92,000 quarter is certainly an exceptional case, it underscores the potential of rare coins to appreciate in value over time. So, how can you tell if your 2019 quarter might be worth more than its face value? It all comes down to three things: the rarity of the coin, the condition it's in, and any errors that may have occurred during its minting. If you have a 2019 quarter with a minting error or one in exceptional condition, it's worth getting it graded by a professional numismatist. Grading will give you a better understanding of its value and whether it has the potential to fetch a premium price. While the 2019 quarter may seem like just another coin to many people, it's actually a fascinating piece of American history and numismatic tradition. As part of the America the Beautiful series, it represents a final chapter in a significant program, and it's a fitting tribute to the country's parks, landmarks, and wildlife. But it's also a reminder of the excitement that comes with coin collecting, the thrill of discovering something rare and valuable, the anticipation of finding a coin that could potentially be worth much more than its original face value. So, the next time you come across a 2019 quarter, take a moment to appreciate its design and history. Whether it's part of the standard release or a rare, error-filled coin, it may just be a lot more valuable than you ever imagined.